Welcome back to the October monthly cross stitch challenge chat. I'm Lisa, and with me this month, as usual, we have got Laurie.
Hi.
And again, we have the lovely Nat from Knitty Nat Stitches.
Hello.
So pull up a chair, grab your stitching, grab a big cup of coffee, because the monthlies are getting big. There is so much happening, so much stitching goodness to be done. So we're here to guide you a little bit through some of the options that you might wish to partake in this month. So enjoy. All right, first of all, no new starts. It's a big month for no new starts in many ways. Firstly, we have launched the 2022 site. So if you are interested in joining us for the No New Starts journey for next year, jump onto No New Starts 2022 on Facebook, join up, make sure you answer the questions and tick that you've read the rules, because if you haven't done that, you'll get denied. So do that and we'll let you in. Check out what's on offer. And if you haven't heard, we have 3 challenge pathways for you to participate in this year. No new starts, which is just that. 22 and 22, which means you focus on a maximum of 22 whips in the year, and work your whips for the people who want to earn a few starts during the year. So all the details can be found in the group. So check it out and come and join the fun. All right, it is October, and that means it is knock it over time. Yes, knock it over means get rid of those whips that are nearly done. Knock them off your list. How are you going to knock it over, Nat? Got any plans?
I've got about 7 projects that I want to complete or get significantly moved along. So far I've finished 3.
Yay. Excellent. What about you, Laurie?
I have 4 that I want to finish, and I've finished 1 ornament. So
Great.
yay.
Yes, we launched the idea of knock it over in the middle of September, so we got started then. Why wait?
Yeah.
And people think I'm crazy because I have 18 that I want to knock over this month, and I think I'll at least get 15 of them done. A couple of them are a bit longer, but if I don't finish them, knock it over, I'll get them done in December. So that'll be good. So get those whips out of your list. Make some room for some new things for next year.
Definitely.
All right, we have the October 1st to 15th birthday sale happening. And this one is a non-counting, non-particular one. You join the birthday people with their piece that they are stitching if you have it, or a piece by the same designer if you have one of them. Just join them, post your start and your finish during the half of the month, and have fun with them. The first one is Aqualine Leopard by Haid. So I don't know how many of us have Aqualine Leopard, but what about Haid? Any Haids you can work on this half a month? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of them. And the next one is Cassiopeia or Cathedral Woods Goddess from Mirabilia. So Cassiopeia or Cathedral Woods Goddess. Got either of those pieces, you two?
No, but I have Mirabilias.
Mirabilias, yeah. So it's a really quite a nice general one. Mirabilia or Haid, most people have one or the other. So come and join us. Post your start, post your finish, and stitch along with those birthday girls. And that's what we've got happening right at the moment for No New Starts. Okay, what have we got happening in the daily 30, Nat?
Yeah, well, yesterday afternoon for us, it's currently the 2nd of October today. The Halloween Menagerie, the monthly event, was released by Daily 30. There are, I think, about 20 odd animals that are listed there. The goal is to stitch 300 stitches on up to 10 animals. And when you stitch on 5, you get a stitch discount for next month. And 10, I think, what's the usual reward for 10, Lisa?
You normally get a free pass for each week's weekly.
Yeah.
Which is good. So I think, yeah, you get the stitch count reduction for the monthly on 5 and theoretically 4 free passes, which comes in very handy.
Yeah, it can do. So shall I go through the list of the animals?
Why don't we do one animal at a time? And if any of us are planning to do that animal, we can share.
Absolutely. Well, the first animal is a cat.
Laurie, any cats for you?
I do. And as the leaves turn, there's a cat lounging on the deck of the store. So let me share my screen. The cat is right there, lounging on the deck.
There you go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I have got a cat, and it is up here in this very scary Halloween Mary series, up in the top right corner, sitting next to the witches. So I'm going to work on that cat.
Fantastic. I have a black cat in Night Walked Down. Sorry about the reflection.
That's all right. Yeah, nice.
There we are.
You need to work on that one again, so that's good. Is that a knock it over?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's not. That's okay. The next one is a moth.
Laurie?
Anyone got a moth?
I kind of do. We'll see if this flies. So in grounding force, there's clearly a lot of butterflies, but you could technically think that some of these brown ones are moths.
You could, I would definitely call that top one a moth if I was looking for a moth, or the little ones on the left.
Yes.
I'm not choosing to do moth,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have moth in a piece that I'll show you a bit later.
Okay. I have a moth in Newcastle Bouquet. Just
You
here.
do too.
Oh, yes.
I've never noticed that there.
There we go. The next one is an owl. Laurie?
Of course, I have an owl. So it's Stormy, of course.
Super cute owl.
Yes, he's very cute.
Very cute.
Well, I do have an owl as well. And I was trying to maximize, this is a knock it over piece. And in my very scary Halloween mini series, if you look up the top, there's an owl sitting on top of that pedestal there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to get quite a lot of work done on my owl.
Very good. I have an owl. Back to Night Walked Down. Where is it? The owl is just here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's see.
Amazing
if
what
I
you
can
can find when you
Yeah,
start
when you're
looking.
looking for it. Yeah.
Cool.
The next animal is an insect. Now, an insect is not a spider. Spider is an arachnid.
I don't want to work on Stormy anymore, so I would go with the bee comes because there's a bee and he's an insect.
Plenty of
There is
bees.
bees. I don't know if I'm going to choose to do this, but the rest of my pieces, the rest of my stitching's on this piece, so I may as well show it to you now. This is Anzac by Long Dog. And if you look up here near the echidna, there's a little cricket.
Yep.
So
And
I
there's
could do that.
Butterflies all
There's
over the
moths
place.
and butterfly things here as well, so I could do that too. But I was choosing not to. But yes, so I can use Anzac.
Very good. I am going to stitch on Zoe. So Zoe is one of my new zombie run pieces, and there are butterflies in this. And I am hoping to finish one of the letters on there. That's my goal for this month, get one of the letters done. The next animal is raven. Has anyone got a raven or a crow or
Oh, Laurie, do you have
Yes.
a raven?
Yes, a big raven in Nevermore.
You're going to miss Nevermore when it's done.
I am.
Lisa?
I do have a magpie right here in Anzac.
Yeah,
So
such a cutie.
he is.
And I have a raven in London, sitting right there in the middle.
You do. That really is a good piece, Natalie, for prompts.
I know. The next one is a snail. Are you going to be stitching on a snail this month, Laurie?
No, I will not. I will take advantage of the very rare alternate stitches for the monthly, and I will try to complete grounding force for Knock It Over.
Very good.
I didn't find a snail. I didn't look too hard, but because you only need 10, I've passed on the snail.
Are there not any snails in Anzac?
You look. I'll look while you talk.
Yeah, sure. Well, there is a little snail on the top of this pot here in Bloom and Grow. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
This is one of my knockatovers. So
Okay. That's
yeah,
good.
where I can't get something in, I will do penalty stitches on Bloom and Grow.
I don't have a snail, so that's
You
fine.
don't have a snail?
No.
All right. The next is frog. Do you have a frog, Laurie?
No, I'm passing.
Okay.
I have a frog. I don't know
You
if
have
I'll
a
be doing him,
frog.
but the frog is in the magpie's mouth.
I do not have a frog. So I will be passing or penalty.
And just
Oh, no.
saying, again, we have no jurisdiction on whether things will be approved or not, but I'm pretty confident frogging a piece would not be included for a frog.
No,
Actual frog.
as much as you might like to say that the frog has come to visit, I don't think that will work. The next one is a dog. Do you have a dog that you will be stitching on this month, Laurie?
I will. I think I'll use Cozy Cove for this one to get my oldest whip in there.
Yeah.
And let me do the screen really quick. The dog is right here in front of the boat.
Lots of things in Cozy Cove too.
Yes.
You're going to get sick of seeing it, but I need to show you where it is.
Yep, you do.
The dog is over here on the top of the horse's back on the left.
Yep,
Mhm.
there is almost always a long dog.
A long dog in the long dog, yes.
That's right. I do not have a dog. I have a pet dog, but I am not stitching one.
Okay.
No. The next one is a spider. Laurie, are you stitching on a spider this month?
No, that's a pass for me.
Well, I would like to not stitch on a spider, but how can I not stitch on this great big spider up here? There's even dangling a baby spider under him.
I know.
Real Australian spider there.
It's very, very Australian. I don't have a spider.
Okay.
There we go. The next one is a bear. Are you stitching on a bear, Laurie?
Nope, that's a pass or an alternate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because my brain says, of course I am. I'm stitching on these koala bears.
Not a bear.
I know, but they're koala bears.
Yeah.
So I think I probably won't be stitching on it because koala bears are not bears. Then again, the people who are marking it may not know that.
And they're colloquially called koala bears. So
But that's okay because I can always go for a fallback option. Just got to get to it on my list, which the viewers will know very well what my fallback option might be for a bear.
what's that, Lisa?
Something that's going to be in a much better organized order next year to look at. I can tell you that much. Because it's there it is. For some reason it's really small.
Well, it can't be the number sampler with a teddy bear because you finished
No.
that.
It can't be that because I finished that. That's exactly right. But what it can be is this one.
Yes.
It can be the Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf. Take a pick. There's brown bears, there's polar bears, there's panda bears. There's plenty of bears in there.
Yes, and no koala bears.
Though there is a koala bear.
Oh, there is?
Yes.
But it's not a bear.
But there is a koala in here somewhere. Yes, I found him the other day.
The next one is a bat. Laurie, are you stitching on a bat this month?
No bats. None for me.
Mm-hmm. Lisa?
Well, I'm not going to stitch on the bat, but if I was going to stitch on the bat, I could, because I could use this piece, my tiny modernist Sleepy Hollow, because there are bats in that. But because my focus for Knock It Over is my Knock It Over pieces, that's not a Knock It Over. So I'm not going to choose to stitch on the bat.
There we go. I don't have any bats.
Okay.
The next one is reptile. So a reptile is an animal that lays eggs, and yes, birds could be under that definition, could be a reptile, but they're birds. They're not reptiles.
Yeah.
Typically cold-blooded. How's that?
Better. Yeah.
Laurie, are you going to stitch on a reptile? It could be a lizard, a crocodile.
Nope, none for me.
Alligator.
No.
I am.
I know.
What a surprise. What a surprise. I don't know. There's a crocodile. There's lizards. There's goannas. There's geckos. There's, take your pick.
There's plenty of reptiles.
Plenty of choices on Anzac. Natalie's really wishing she hadn't finished Anzac.
No, I'm not. It's done. But I'm really glad that you're choosing to stitch on it.
Yes. And it's a goal to get it finished, if possible, by the end of the year.
Great.
It's a done in December goal, hopefully.
Good. Well, with this month and all the animals on it, you'll really push it along. So that's
well, 2,400 stitches I worked out I have to do on it just for this bit.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
Yeah. The next one is monkey. Any monkey business with your whips, Laurie?
No, no monkeys. I was hoping to find one in world travel, but no monkeys.
No.
Wow, something World Traveller doesn't have.
Yes, right?
I'm not going to stitch on it, but if I did, I would be picking this Animal Kingdom, because there probably is an actual monkey in there, but I also would classify my ape as a monkey for the case of this, and that big gorilla. Like, I think I'd get away with that.
I think, yeah.
But there probably is a monkey in there if I look closely as well, but
yeah.
I'm not choosing to do it, but I could.
I don't have any monkeys. The next one is wolf. Laurie.
No.
No.
I know. No, but I'm getting a lot of alternate stitches in on something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lisa?
I'm again not choosing to stitch on a wolf, but if I was to stitch on a wolf, I'm pretty sure down in the Arctic area, somewhere there is a wolf I've seen before. So I would have to look again, but I'm pretty sure there's a wolf. Oh, there he is, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's a wolf down there somewhere.
Yeah, that looked like a wolf.
Yeah.
I'm going to be stitching on something I haven't brought out in a long time. And if I use this whip also for cat, I could get pretty close, and it would be an unexpected knock it over. But it's Peter and the Wolf by Veronique Enginger. There's the wolf, and there's the cat.
Well, I say do that, Natalie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unexpected knock it overs are good.
Bonus. Snake. Penalty stitches again for Laurie.
Yes.
I'm not going to show you. I'm not choosing to do snake. I couldn't find a snake in Anzac.
There's a snake.
I couldn't find it. Hold on, I'll put it up and you can tell me where the snake is. I couldn't find it. It doesn't mean it's not there. It just meant
It's in the top middle. Look, above the lizard that's hanging upside down underneath the koala.
It's hanging. It's underneath the right hand kangaroo.
Oh yeah, kangaroo.
Oh, there he is. I see. Yeah, the squiggle. Ah, yes. Okay. Yep. Thank you. All right. Well, there is a snake there. There is also a snake in Amazing Animal Kingdom, but
That's right.
I was surprised there was no snakes in Anzac, because we have the world's deadliest snakes.
That's right. And snakes are reptiles, but this is where you can't stitch on the same animal.
Yeah.
So if you have only a snake and no other reptiles, you will need to choose whether you're going to have that snake be a snake or a reptile.
That's good.
Okay. The next one, we're almost there. Hedgehog.
No.
More penalty stitches.
Oh,
Yes.
Laurie's penalty out. Think of all the extra stitches. I'm not going to show you, but I'm afraid I'm going to claim the echidna in the top right corner as a hedgehog. If I was going to do hedgehog, but again, because I'm not sure and I only have to do 10, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a hedgehog and an echidna are similar looking. They're not
Ish.
nearly the same animal, but they're similar looking.
No. I do not have a hedgehog. There's another one I don't have, and Laurie might not have, but Lisa does have a crab. Laurie, do you have a crab?
Not on something that I've started.
Well, you say I have a crab, Natalie.
Yeah, you did. It's on Anzac.
I believe you. And again, I was looking for it. Where's my crab, Natalie?
It's in the mouth. I think it's a crab. Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if it's a crab. I can see why you're saying it's a crab,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's probably a crab that's had its leg chewed a bit. It does look like a crab in the mouth of that broggery sort of bird with the sheep on the back. Yeah, but again, I'm not 100% convinced, so I'm not going to do crab.
And you've already
I'm
almost.
fine.
Yeah. Because the next one's a dragon. Laurie, do you have a dragon?
No.
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 Lisa, do you have a dragon?
I do have a dragon, actually. I'm not choosing to stitch on this piece, but just for the sake of the people out there who don't have the piece that I'm working on, Once Upon a Fairy Tale has a dragon.
Big blue dragon.
Big blue dragon in the middle of it. So I could work on my dragon in that.
And plenty of people are stitching on Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Yep. I am also stitching on a Haid for this one, and one that people will have certainly are more likely to have a project by this artist, which is Randall Spangler.
Oh,
so Teacup Bath Time's coming out.
yay. That's good.
Which I'm happy to do. The next one is fish. Got any fish,
I do finally, right?
Laurie?
So I'm going to say that this squiggly thing is a fish of some sort. So in Get Kraken, it's kind of blurry when I blow it up, but that little squiggly thing.
It's some sort
definitely
of
a
a
little
fishy creature.
fishy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could say that. I'm not going to show you, but there's fish on Anzac.
Yeah. And this is where I really stretch the friendship. I talked to you about this one last night, Lisa, and we had a bit of a giggle. In Life is an Open Book London, just here is a serve of fish and chips.
Yes. Didn't say it had to be alive.
It doesn't say it has to be alive, and it's definitely fish.
It doesn't say it can't be battered and fried. So people watching, Natalie's taking a risk there. Don't follow her lead.
Taking a really big risk.
Okay, if you're being creative, I'm going to show something because I'm wondering what you guys think. So in Cozy Cove, there's I know a whale is not a fish, but there's a fish sign right there. And it's clearly a fish sign.
Yeah, it's a fish.
You've got a fish on the sign.
Yep.
Again, creative. I think if you can explain your story creatively enough, they will buy it. So Laurie, you could even possibly pretend that fish
Alive,
sign
though.
someone's stuck a fish on, like, you know how you stick a deer head on a sign. Maybe they've actually stuck a fish on the sign.
Could be, yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
fish,
it could be like that silly Sammy the salmon that sings. Was it Wally the fish or?
No idea, but
It's
something
ridiculous.
Like
The last one is rat or mouse.
No.
that. Anzac.
What
there
about
is
you,
definitely
Lisa?
a rat and a mouse, I think. So I'm not showing you, but Anzac is really good for this prop. Natalie told me that at the outset, and I thought, yes, that will work.
I'm going to be doing Veronique Enginger's advent calendar. Sorry about the glare, and it's going to be very difficult to see. But number 16 was a little mouse.
Oh, cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Very good. All right, so
I
that's
was
the Daily
thinking,
30
I'm
monthly.
stuck at 9, and then I found that one.
Oh, beautiful. Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like you may as well go for the 10 and get the freebies. They come in very handy during the month. Okay.
Yeah.
What we've got Semisane. Semisane is doing a couple of different things this month, and you have the possibility to be a very busy month this month. There's the October Focus Challenge again, of course. They are running Camp Horror, which is their like Halloween mystery storyline game. It's like a choose your own adventure, and you do stitches and you take a path and choose where you're going. So you can participate in that. They have got whip days happening, and the first is coffee day. Do either of you have anything for coffee day?
Yes, I do. The Coffee Quaker,
That
all about coffee.
works well.
Can I stretch it to tea? There's a teacup just down there. It's Earl Grey.
I think if you
I
said
don't
that
have
was-
any coffee.
if you called that a coffee cup, I think they'd let you have it. Call it a tea or
Maybe.
coffee cup. We know the difference, but I don't know. Well, I would be stretching it really big for coffee. I would have to do my old time wagons, because one of these delivery trucks is milk, and you put milk in your coffee. And that's as close as I can get to coffee, so I won't be doing that one. The next one is the Mad Hatter Day, is on the 6th. Anything come to mind for the Mad Hatter?
So I guess you could kind of link it to things that are in the Lewis Carroll story. So you'd have something maybe with chess or games, tea, so milk and tea. So I could do my teacup there again if I wanted to.
You could do your dragon.
What else do we have? A cat, so the Cheshire Cat. There's the White Rabbit. So if you've got something with rabbits.
Or something with a mad hat.
Or something with a crazy wild hat. Absolutely.
Yes, I do. I have, you guys can help me find it. I found it earlier. There's a man sitting with a top hat somewhere in this picture here. I thought, maybe not.
Well, you've got your
Oh, well.
nutcracker down the bottom with his crazy hat. Your girl climbing the ladder's got a crazy hat.
That's true.
Your funny guy in the middle next to the phone booth has got a funny.
Oh, and Laurie, I
Yes,
just
honey.
found some more fish.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, goldfish on the left, next to the Japanese lady.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
You, Natalie. There you go. Yes.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, I would choose world travel.
Natalie?
I could stitch on a cat again. So I've already got options with Night Walked Down or with Peter and the Wolf. I've got the teacup that I pointed out in London, in Life as an Open Book London. I don't think I've got anything with rabbits. And also, if I wanted to go down the game pathway, there's a cricket bat and ball, so it's a game. I don't have anything with playing cards or anything like that, or chess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, I'm actually going to take a totally different way. and I would just work on Alice.
There we go.
And
Very
Alice
literal.
has got the rabbit in the thing, and
Mhm.
she'll come in handy in another prompt for another group. So I would just work on Alice.
Yep. And
Sloth day. Any sloths?
sleuth. I kind of think of it as well, not the virtue, but I guess the absence of a virtue, the vice of sloth. And we've got my dragon that's having a bit of a lazy bath
in his teacup.
Yeah.
Laurie?
Nothing for me. Any penalty options?
No, you don't. You only have to do one of the four. So it's just a matter of whether you do it. I don't think I have any sloths, although I'm sure if I looked hard enough in Animal Kingdom bookshelf, there might be one. The last one is actually, the last day of the month is Magic Day. And in particular, it says witches.
Witchcraft Supply by Night Spirit Studio. And that's one of my Knockatobers.
Yay.
Yes. I would choose for magic. I would choose one of the gnomes. So I'll show them all at a glance. I would choose one of those.
Awesome. Yeah. And for me, it would be my very scary Halloween again because of the witches up the top that I've already shown you. Alphabet is going through letters U and V. Are you up to date, Natalie?
I am.
Yes. What about you, Laurie?
Absolutely not.
Where are you up to now, Laurie? We talk about this every couple of weeks.
I am in the middle of the piece, and I'll show it really quick. I'm wading through really big flowers. So I am in the middle, and I'm trying to get through this big flower to work my way to the M and O and P all the way over here. So we're getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there.
I'm in about the same spot. I'm just ahead of you. I've just finishing P. I need to pull it out and get some more done because it's a goal to be finished by the end of the year, obviously.
Yes.
And then there's the scavenger hunt thing that's been ongoing that none of us do. And then there's this Semisane trick or treat event. Now, this is a lot of fun and it's something you can do at your own pace. It's got a separate group that you join from within Semisane. And basically you're going around collecting candy for the month, and you stitch for your piece of candy to put in your bucket. So you go along and you get to dress up in a costume and go and stitch your way around lots of candy. Are you guys doing that one?
I'm not.
No. It sounds really fun. I was tempted.
I'm giving it a go because I'm stitching anyway, so you can double dip everything. Okay, so that then will move us through to the pop culture challenges. Laurie, I'll let you kick it off with most of them.
Okay, we'll start off with Halloween movie marathon. And it sounds like a lot of stitching. Let's see. So let's see. Penalty stitches always apply with the pop culture, which is 25 extra stitches for any 100 if you can't meet the prompt. So the first prompt is Halloween. There are currently 11 movies in the Halloween franchise. Do 650 stitches for 7 points. It doesn't say necessarily that you have to work on a Halloween whip. So I believe it is choose your own whip. Is that the way you interpreted it? Okay.
That's right. That's how I interpret it.
With your choose your own whips, we might just skim through them and say their own choice because people can pick whatever they like.
Yeah.
So that's one own choice for 650 stitches.
Yes. Moving along. 2 movies are scheduled to be released, one this year and one this year. Do 200 stitches for 2 points. I'm assuming this is related to still the Halloween franchise. So an additional 200 stitches for 2 points in addition to the 650.
Yes.
Okay. People dressed in costume, trick-or-treating. So let's get down to the prompt. For 5 points, do 500 stitches on a whip featuring something that can be turned into a costume.
Lisa.
Okay, I'm again very literal, so I don't know if this is the intention of the prompt, but to me, my Among Us characters, I already have them dressed in Halloween costumes.
Oh,
But
fun.
the intention is to take something that could be a costume. So in that case, I would take like a spaceman suit to put into it. But I feel like the intention might be to find a normal object you can make a costume. But I'm hoping they'll accept people dressed in costumes.
I'm going to take this opportunity to work on one of my knock it overs, where it doesn't quite fit into any or many of the other prompts. But one of the things that they did say in the prompt for the Halloween franchise is that a costume could be anything or any object. But I'm pretty sure I've seen costumes of cats and birds and things like that. So I'm bringing out Peter and the Wolf.
But I mean, on that, you could actually take a branch of a tree and make that into a costume.
Oh, true.
It could be antlers for a reindeer, or now don't laugh at that. I was a tree in year 6 and I've been scarred for life.
Yes. So I would do grounding force, and we've seen this before, but I can't tell you how many of my daughter's costumes had these little fairy wing strap-on things on the back.
Yes.
So the wings. Yes.
The wings, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. So there's 7 movies in that franchise. Do 350 stitches for 4 points. Do 250 stitches on a whip with a hat or red and green. That would be worth 3 points. So something with a hat or something with red and green in it.
I was struggling a little bit in this one.
You just showed us one before.
I know that, but I was trying to get different pieces where possible. So I have plenty of options, but you're really not going to be able to see the one I'm going to show you. I'm actually wanting to double dip this one with my fairy tale town, because there's actually a guy wearing a hat in the horse and cart up here that you can't see, but you can when you're stitching it.
Yeah.
Because my idea is, sorry, just to clarify that, like last month, I'm using these prompts to guide my stitching, and I'm still doing my focus of my sort of 21 pieces, and I'm trying to touch them all, and I want to knock it over the 18. So I need to try and get everything double dipped as much as possible.
That's right. I am going to be double dipping with my zombie run with daily 30, and all of these golfers are wearing hats, every single one of them. And there's also a lot of green.
Yes. I'm going with the red and green option in grounding force. There's a tree, or 2 trees actually, that are basically have red fruit and the green leaves. And also the strawberry border is red and green.
Yeah.
So go the color option. Good choice.
Yes. So moving on, still in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. For 5 points, do 500 stitches on a project you can tie into dreams. Something you dream about, something that looks dreamy to you. Be creative. That's my words. Be creative.
Yeah. Okay. Joy to the World by Twin Tweak Primitives. I dream of a white Christmas because I live in Australia. I also dream of having little Santa's elves, riding a sleigh, of admiring toys in the window. So that scene to me is a dreamy scene for me.
It's very quintessentially Christmas. Yeah. I am going to stitch on Zoe. We've got some fantasy-like creatures. We've got some unicorns. There we go. We can see it a bit better. And just these kind of swirly rainbow effects in there. It's very dreamlike.
I feel similar about Get Crackin'. It's very weird with the monster, of course, but it's very dreamy with the blues and the, I'm trying to get it up, with the blues and the bright color, not so bright colors. So it's very dreamy, kind of misty looking. So anyway, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Moving on to Friday the 13th. There are 12 movies in this franchise. Do 600 stitch, sorry, I can't speak. Do 600 stitches for 6 points. And that total count is for both of these two prompts. So the first of the 600 is do 400 stitches on a whip that you can tie to New York for 4 points.
Okay, I jumped to a different prompt. What was I going to do this? Okay, this is going to be a bit of a stretch because I don't have anything that is directly relatable to New York, I don't think. New York is known as the Big Apple. I have apples in this tree.
Oh my goodness, the peacock.
So it's a stretch. I don't know.
But I will say from the admins of this group, they are open to you stating your claim, and if it makes sense to them, they'll buy it.
Yeah, just make sure that it's clear, I guess.
All right, I also don't have anything directly New Yorkie, but Evergreen Lane is one of my knockadobers, and I looked up in Google Maps, and there's a heap of evergreen lanes in New York. So I am going to stitch on Evergreen Lane, and I'll put my picture of all the streets of evergreen lanes in New York.
Nice. Well, of course, I have World Travel Bookshelf, and it has the Statue of Liberty. So that is very New York.
Yeah. It really is.
Second part of this prompt. Let's see. Do 500 stitches on a whip you can tie to space, planets, sky, a starry sky, something like that, space.
Okay. Well, my first thought instantly when I have a space prompt has been my Among Us, because they're little spaceship characters. But I don't think I have enough stitches left on it to use it for, 2 lots of 500 or whatever it is I'm choosing. So I feel like Anzac, because it is like looking at a globe from space with the map of Australia and New Zealand, plus there's a whole bunch of stars and suns and things in the sky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoe has stars all across it. Okay. So that's where I'll be putting my stitches.
So I am back in world travel, but let me explain. So there's a big moon and a night sky, very spacey. And there's also space up here with the planes. There's night sky everywhere. So I'd say, space.
That's a good safe bet, that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Now we're doing family-friendly movies, not so scary this time. We're down to Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Yes, exactly. Do 300 stitches on a whip that has at least 3 of one thing. 3 dogs, 3 words. 3 of something.
Knock it over. Lantern Lane has 3 lanterns.
There you go. Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Trying to stop. It's not letting me stop. Sorry, you're stuck. It's frozen.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Should come down from the top, maybe. Not doing that.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's doing. I can't do anything. Stop share. There we go.
There we go.
There you go.
Done. All right. I am going to stitch on Joy O Noel because there are multiples of many things, but we've got 3 French hens just here.
Perfect.
Lovely.
I am having a hard time with this one, but I think I'm going to do the beat comes because there's 3 flowers.
Yeah,
Yes.
obvious one. That's good. 3 pink flowers.
Yes. Okay. Do 400 stitches in black, white, or green, or any combination of the 3.
I'm sure I have many options, but again, double dipping with my zombie run. I am currently working on Stitch in Time, Extreme Cross Country. I am doing black 310, and I still have about 18,000 black stitches to do by the end of the year. So let's get some done.
Yes. I'm going to stitch on Joyeux Noel. There is a lot of green. There's about 5,000 stitches at least remaining in green. So that's what I'm doing.
Got it. I am doing As the Leaves Turn because I'm currently on this roof, and this roof is primarily 310.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now stop. Did I stop?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. One of the most iconic scenes is when it's, okay, that is the prompt, excuse me, do 200 stitches on a beachy theme project.
Well, I had to stop and think for once since I finished my beach scene. However, I have put Sydney into my knock-it-overs, by Pretty Little Sydney, because the guy down the front is surfing at Bondi Beach. So even though you can't see the sand, you surf at the beach.
That's all right. I'm going to go for a cold beach scene in St Andrews. Lots of beach there on the St Andrews East Sands.
Yes. And I have Cozy Cove with the beach in the background there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good.
We're moving on to Hocus Pocus. That's a favorite. I think, Natalie, you did a prompt an event last year with Hocus Pocus, didn't you?
We definitely have done one. I'm not sure where, but
Yeah.
Okay. For do 500 stitches on a project that ties 2 witches, hats, cauldrons, cats. For 5
Scary
points.
Halloween, double dipping extraordinarily, fantastic, love it.
Yes.
Witchcraft supply, double dip, double dip.
Yes. And I pointed out earlier on a different prompt on As the Leaves Turn has the cat on the deck of the store.
And can I just butt in there just because it's relevant? This is some people want to know ways of tracking. This is my scribble, but you can see down here, I've got Scary Halloween there. And so what I do is I work out, well, which prompts is it going to fit into and how many stitches do I need? And then I know how many to stitch for so that I'm not wasting stitches.
That's a really clever idea.
Yeah, but then I can correlate it all because there's so many groups.
There are.
Absolutely. So the next one under Hocus Pocus, do 300 stitches on a project that ties to morning time, sunrise, coffee, etc.
Okay, well, because it's a knock it over piece and it needs some love, I'm actually going to revisit the Sydney because it has a rising sun, even though I would actually view that as a setting sun.
Yes.
But let's call it a rising sun because everything's in a weird placing anyway. It's looking out at the heads. Look, it's looking at the ocean there, Nat. So it's just that the opera house is on the wrong side and everything, but it's fine.
And the surfers.
Yeah, and you surf in the morning usually, so yeah.
Yeah, it's cross-stitch land and there's no cross-stitch police, so yeah.
I'm calling it a rising sun.
Yes.
With it. Similar sort of thing. There's no evidence of sun. The sky is quite grey and yellowish, so the sort of tones that you would see on a Scottish morning. And all these people are setting out to play golf.
Not coming home.
Not coming home.
Yes. I would do coffee Quaker. I've shown that before. Coffee morning.
Coffee morning. Definitely.
Okay. do 200 stitches on a whip with a cat. Wait, how many of those have we done? So
This is the third one, I think.
Yeah. So again, that double, triple dipping.
Mhm.
Don't
Yeah,
need
but
to
there's
stitch
a
on it 3 times.
bonus with this one.
There is a bonus, yes.
If you have a black cat.
that
And I
is
do.
extra 2 points. Yes, absolutely. So you have a black cat. You're in your Halloween. Yeah. I don't believe my cat is black. So
No, yours is white.
No.
bonus. Yes.
No bonus for you.
We're on to Ghostbusters. Okay. Let's get to the prompt. Stitch 500 stitches on anything related to New York, fire stations or vehicles.
So it's interesting that New York comes up again.
Yes.
I mean, I can do my Evergreen Lane again, but I'm sort of think that's a one prompt thing. I was wondering if I could do my Pretty Little Sydney because of the tall buildings. It's not New York, but it's got skyscrapers and things like New York does. So that's what I'm going to try for that one.
Yeah. And in any case, Pretty Little Sydney's getting stitches.
Well, it means Pretty Little Sydney will get knocked over. So that's what we want.
Go for it. Well, it's not New York, it's London, and there are vehicles all through it.
Yes, you've got the vehicles.
Yes. I will again do world travel for New York.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Alrighty. 400 stitches in any shade of green, white, beige, cream, darker blue, or red for 4 points. And on this challenge, you must stitch on the colors themselves or in the color groupings.
So this one's hard because you've got to get the 400. That's quite a lot to do in a color for some prompts. So I'm going to work on my Joy to the World because I'm actually up to doing the white. And I'm fairly confident the white on both roofs may be enough. Mm-hmm. But if not, there is green and red that I can jump across to.
Yep. I will be stitching on Bloom and Grow because I want to knock it over. And I'm over in this area now, and they've got green leaves and there's red on the pot.
Very nice. I will be pulling out One Nation, and I would do some of the stars, which are in white for me.
You could stitch on any part of that.
Yes.
To meet the requirement of the prompt.
You're absolutely correct. So these are miscellaneous. It's a whole section that cannot be double dipped with the prompts that we've just gone over. So if you want an extra bonus because you're like a maniac stitcher, she will give you 1 point for every 100 stitches you do on a whip. That includes a werewolf, a vampire, a zombie, a mummy, she says, etc. So the theme here is monsters. If you have a monster, or most people consider it a monster, 100 stitches, for every 100 stitches, you get 1 point. So you can keep going forever. It's a month-long challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, you could really Halloween it up with all your monsters
in Anzac?
Yeah, the Kelpie.
The Kelpie?
Yeah, the flaming horse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, awesome. Here we are. I'll show that again, just in case you haven't seen it enough. Well, that's great. Well, I just might get to do, I'm going to be doing, what did we say, 2,400 stitches on this. So that could be 24 bonus points for not.
And the shark?
Yes.
Ah, the shark. Yes, like Jaws. All right.
The closest thing to monsters I have is my dragon.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess, but it's not part of my knock it over, so I'm probably not going to do that prompt unless I've got spare time.
Right. For me, get Kraken. The Kraken.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So the next one is horror movie villains. Stitch 100 stitches for every point. And she will give 2 points for every 100 stitches if you do it on a whip that has a character, like a specific movie character, like a Michael Myers whip or a Freddy Krueger or a Jason or a Chucky. And she goes on and on. So if you have a whip that includes some type of character, see, I really don't understand it with a villain. So you might consider a villain to be like the sus.
Oh yeah.
I could potentially do that, but what was coming to my mind for this one, originally I thought I had no chance, but then I realized my Disney, I have Disney villains in there. So I could potentially do some work on that. I'm not going to because it's not my knock it over, but potentially the Disney villains might. But it's, what came to mind to me was all those Clouds Factory ones with the TV shows and the little pictures of the people from the villains and stuff. So
yeah.
We're not very villainous, are we?
No.
It's just what we stitch and what we don't stitch. That's fine.
Yep.
Yes. And so the very last bonus that can also not be double dipped with any of the prompts above. If you have a whip that is related specifically to the TV shows mentioned below, she will give you 2 points for every 100 stitches you do on that whip. And it's a long list, so I'll be really quick. Supernatural, The Walking Dead, iZombie, Stranger Things, Lucifer, Vampire Diaries, Charmed, Buffy, Angel, The Munsters, The Addams Family. Oh, we keep going.
We get the idea.
Yes,
I don't have a specific one for that.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either.
Right.
Okay.
So that was the movies. That is one option.
Just
one option. You need to take a swig of coffee now. Because Laurie's going to continue with the next option, which will be the history of Halloween.
Can we do really quick the October cross stick? Because that's really quick.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
do you want to just do the letter and we say what we've got, or how do you want to do it?
Well, that it's kind of like we could go on and on because it's calendula or tourmaline are the two words, and you can pick any whip that has any word in the title that starts with any of those letters. The designer name, any of the words in the designer name, any of the words in the design company. So she's being very generous.
Yes.
And calendula and tourmaline have a lot of letters. So
they do. Can I just say, I have got a piece for every letter.
What?
Wow.
I know. I sat there last night after I got off Zoom and I just went through and most of it's because it's any word in the title. So yeah. Do you want me to read mine?
Yes.
Go on. I'm very impressed. I didn't successfully do this.
A couple of them I have doubled up where the letter has doubled up, but where possible, I've tried to do a different piece. So calendula, I've got Caprice, August, Elle Fairy, Evergreen Lane, Nora Corbett, Jeanette Douglas for D, Among Us for you, Lantern Lane, and Alice.
Well done.
Have you got any for calendula, you guys?
I have Caterpillar Cross Stitch, Bloom and Grow. Susan Ake for Joyo Noel. London, Life is an Open Book, London.
Or Life.
For Life. Enchanted Needle for Zoe. Nora Corbett. I couldn't think of a D, and I finished all my U's. I've got another L, so I can potentially find something else. I've got Lily, Scent of Lilies, and then I've got the Arnott's Parrot.
Nice. Laurie, you got any for those ones?
I do. So I'm not as quick on the draw as you guys, but C, Coffee Quaker, A, As the Leaves Turn, L for leaves and leaves turn. E for Joan Elliott, the Around the World piece. N for I didn't write down my list. One Nation. D for Stream at Darhaven. A U, that one was kind of hard, so I'd have to think really hard with that one. But the L, again, Language of Flowers, and A is I would find something Around the World. Yeah. Yeah, there you
Well
go.
done.
So for tourmaline, I've got Springhouse Trio. The O was getting me, but then I just suddenly thought, well, if it's any word, it doesn't say I can't use the little prepositions. So Big Red Ship of Life. U for Upon a Tree Sampler. R for Raspberry Homecoming. M, A Very Scary Halloween mini series is the official title. ABC Stitching, Lantern Lane. A Stitch in Time for I. Needlework ABCs and Evergreen Lane. So that gets me something for everything. And the good thing about this is that unless it specifies, you can double dip between different events within the same group. So I don't have to do extra stitching on all of them. I just have to post. What about you, Nat? You're on mute, so.
Yeah, people have come home from the dog walk, and they're doing their best to be very quiet. I didn't get very far with this. So I found my D for calendula, by the way, in Teacup Dragon.
Yes.
So there's the T for tourmaline as well.
Yep.
O, there is, I really haven't looked very hard at this.
You said it before in your first one.
Yeah. No. No, I've got Bloom and Grow. Oh. I'm really struggling with that one. It's not Peter and the Wolf. No. It might not be there. U, again, I've run out of all my U prompts. Looking through my projects. No, not Night Walk Down. Oh, there's another D down. No, it's not coming out. M is also tricky, I think. A, again, Susan Ake.
Your own life is an open book, London.
Oh, thank you. Yep, there we go. A, Susan Ake. L, Life is an Open Book, London. I is Iris. N is Newcastle Bouquet, and E, Veronique Enginger.
Very good.
Yeah.
She freeze a little. No, I am not going to do that one at all. Okay. I might get like half, but no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move along then.
Yes, absolutely. So the next one is History of Halloween. You know, this one, I think I'm going to focus on myself. So let's get down to the prompts. She makes you read, right?
Lots of detail.
I love it. And all of the information and the research she goes into. I really appreciate that. So for 20 points, do 2,000 stitches on something that can be tied to Halloween. This does not have to be a Halloween piece per se, but you should have something associated with a holiday such as skulls, black hats, cauldrons, witches, witch hats, even graveyards, pumpkins. I would even go with a scarecrow. There's some harvest type whips out there too.
Yep.
So,
Okay, a very scary Halloween miniseries.
I'm not sure I've got 2,000 stitches left in it by the end of all the stitching that I'll be doing, but I've got witchcraft supply. I'll see how I go. If I finish it, well then that's great. It's knocked over.
Exactly.
absolutely.
Laurie?
Nevermore.
Yes, that works
Great.
well.
Yes. Okay, next prompt. For 5 points, do 500 stitches on something that can be associated with something that could have been given to trick-or-treaters other than candy.
Okay, my Joy to the World has the toy store window, so the toys.
Joya Noel has fruit. What an awful person giving fruit to the trick-or-treaters. No candy.
I started really overthinking this, and I'm like, you can't give that because there's no packaging. And I was thinking the honey from the bee. And I'm like, if I gave them flowers, they would die before they got home, knowing my kids. Oh my goodness. So what would I give? And then I was like, oh, the parents would appreciate a bag of coffee. So coffee Quaker.
Why not?
Coffee bean.
Coffee
Yes.
beans.
Chocolate coated coffee beans.
Yes. Okay. So moving on. Stitch 500 stitches on a project. I have to include these. Costumes that were the top 5 costumes in 2020. Witch, vampire, cat, Batman, and ghost. Okay, 500 stitches on a project that includes one of these.
All right, well, very scary Halloween witches.
Peter and the Wolf with his cat up the tree.
Yep.
Yes, as the leaves turn, cat.
Yep. Double dipping here, it's great.
Absolutely. Stitch 500 stitches on a project that includes one of these. That was the last prompt. So moving on. For 36 points, big points, do 3,564 stitches in the month of October on any whip you choose. Cool. This can be double dipped with everything in the whole
That's good.
Month.
Make that whichever one you want to focus on the most and knock it over.
Yes.
Great.
Next prompt, for 8 points, do 750 stitches on a project that can be tied into harvest, winter, or sunset.
Okay, I've got mine. I've just got to find it. Here it is. I was thinking it's a little bit of a long shot, but do you think that harvesting the raspberries would fit?
Yeah, harvesting.
Yes.
Harvesting, so raspberry homecoming, because I want to kill that one too.
Yes.
I've got kind of 2 ways I can go. One is bloom and grow, because you would harvest the sunflower seeds, and I just associate sunflowers with harvest for some reason. And then I've also got the Arnott's carrot, and there's wheat, which needs to be, where is it? Come on, come back. There we go. Needs to be harvested to make the biscuits.
Cool.
Absolutely. For me, as the leaves turn, but also coffee Quaker, because there are coffee plants, and you pick the beans to make the coffee. So that might be a stretch, but it's harvesting.
It's harvesting.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. For 5 points, do 500 stitches on a project that can be tied to spirits, fairies, or magic.
Okay. I am wanting to knock over my Caprice fairy. And she's a fairy.
I could do witchcraft supply again, assuming that I've got the stitches left in it. Otherwise, I'll bring out one of my Nora Corbett's or my Mirabilia is one of the fairies.
Got it. For me, grounding force. That's clearly a fairy there.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay, last prompt. For 3 points, do 300 stitches on a project with an animal that can be a pet. It doesn't have to be a dog or a cat.
And a bonus?
Oh, the bonus. 5 extra points if you work on a whip with an animal in a costume.
Can you believe it? I have animals in costumes in very
Oh.
scary Halloween, because that dog is definitely dressed up in costume. Plus he can be a pet. And I'm not sure if that's meant to be a real cat or if it's just a pumpkin, but either way, the dog covers it.
Well done.
Yes.
Any
I
of you?
love it. I don't have any animals in costume.
You've got your
I
dog
don't
and your
think.
cat.
Yeah, but I've got cats, I've got dogs, I've got birds. So I'm going to take the opportunity to double dip across with a different group and stitch on Newcastle Bouquet where there's birds.
Got it. I am also trying to knock over a few things, so I will probably do Nevermore. I could keep a raven as a pet. And that is the history of Halloween.
There you
All
go.
right.
But do not fear, there's still more fun to be had.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Natalie's going to whiz us through the books.
The books. So last year, well, last month, I got surprised a little bit with the pop culture quiz and figuring out what all of these movies, what the movies were for September. This time we've got the 2001 New York Times bestseller list.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't yet thought about what projects I'm going to do on them, but I thought we might just talk through what the books are and the themes that I found on Goodreads. So I went to Goodreads to get an idea about what the themes are. So if it's not correct, because I actually haven't read a single one of these books, if it's not correct, blame Goodreads.
And from some of the reviews, I don't think you're likely to read some of them.
Yeah. If you want to giggle, read the 1-star reviews for these books, because they're really, really, really funny reviews. So the first book is Bear and Dragon. The themes for this are Russia, China, and the USA.
Okay, well, obviously trying to double dip as much as we can. You've already got the USA covered in anything we were going to do for New York, your One Nation flag. For me, I would be instantly jumping to double dipping my dragon, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, your teacup dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Laurie, you can think of?
No, I mean, yeah, the city pieces are definitely,
Yeah, the city pieces will get you there. The next one is The Corner of His Eye. And this book, the summary, the synopsis of the book didn't really give much away about what the book is about. But they did note that there was a child that was born into a family who had a very unusual eye. So I think it's about vision and the loss of vision. So we're looking at a whip with a project with a character or an animal that has unusual eyes.
I got the perfect one. The pumpkin has triangular eyes. There is a corner of the eye in my pumpkin's eyes.
Yes, that is unusual.
Similar, Stormy, he's squinting, maybe something has blown into his eye.
Yeah.
And he has very odd, well, relatively odd eyebrows because they kind of come to a point there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My teacup dragon has no eyelids.
Oh, go. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, the next book is called A Day Late and $1 Short. This book seems to follow the lives of some very strong women and matriarchs of the family. It's a very positive, feel-good book about the strength of women and women who lead their families.
Okay, first thing that comes to my mind, because you're getting to see our brains working live here, Alice.
Yeah.
Alice comes straight through to me because she's a strong woman and she's carrying a clock. And you said a day late and $1 short, so I thought of Alice.
Nice, yes. Laurie?
I'm still thinking grounding force, someone following their dreams. And she's definitely prominent in the piece. So
I'm going to choose Night Walked Down because of the woman that's in this and, you know, her confidence to walk at night. I think that's kind of positive and strong. There's strength in that. Pardon the dog, a skateboarder's probably just drove past. The next one is called The Painted House. Themes in this are baseball, cotton farming, and Mexico and Mexican people.
Well, I'm going to totally ignore all your research and just go with the title. My Painted House, Spring House Trio.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with this house, it wasn't actually painted. It was unpainted.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
yes. Either As the Leaves Turn with the houses, Cozy Cove with the houses, Grounding Force even with the painted house. So, yeah.
I would have to go with the house theme as well. Up in the top left corner of London are these row houses that are multicolored.
Yeah. So we've all got painted houses for the unpainted.
We all have painted houses. The next one is a little bit trickier, and because it is, the title is First to Die. It's a murder mystery, and because it's a murder mystery, there is very little given about it. It's a crime thriller, so it's a women's murder club. And I think it's not because the women are doing the murdering, but the women are solving the murders.
Whew.
Brains are turning.
I would go with Nevermore because there's a graveyard. Murdered people have to be buried.
And what is the collective noun for a group of crows?
A murder. Yes.
Like the way you're thinking.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm latching on to Natalie's women idea. My South American Angel. I feel like she could be undercover investigating a murder.
Yep.
Deep undercover.
Undercover.
In plain sight.
Very much. In London, I've just knocked it out. There we go. We've got a policeman's helmet just down there, and there's also a pipe and the deerstalker hat that you associate with Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is Dream Catcher. It's about 4 friends who find themselves kind of in this weird transitory place where they come across alien fungi, alien ferrets, and the military.
Okay. Really appreciate you doing the research in these, Natalie.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah. I'm sure the people watching appreciate Natalie doing all the research for us too. All right. I think Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Because of the dream thing, all the funny creatures and the military because of the knights and the ship. So I think I could fit my Once Upon a Fairy Tale into that one if I was actually wanting to stitch on it.
Yeah, Laurie?
I would do World Travel Bookshelf, and what I would point out about it is there's a misty quality to each one of these layers that's kind of smoky, which is dreamlike. There's also military, which you have the beefeaters here, or the warden,
Tower of London, yes.
Thank you, Tower of London. So yeah, and the Nutcracker, he's kind of a military guy too. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the military theme as well. With Life is an Open Book London, there's a Queen's Garter beefeater that's there. I forgot to mention, all of these are 100 stitches each for each prompt. I hope I've got that right. The next prompt is A Common Life. This is very schmaltzy. There's a wedding, so things with churches, flowers, cakes. So yeah, churches, flowers and cakes, or a wedding.
I can do that.
I think you can.
I definitely can. One moment, please. I just had to get it up. I would like to eat some cake. Brooks cake. That's where you thought I was going, wasn't it?
That's exactly where I thought you were going.
Beautiful. I'm going the flower route. So I'm sure you could put a lot of these flowers in a bouquet for a bride.
Yeah, double dip that.
Yeah.
I will double dip. I'll go down the flower route. I could do either cakes or flowers, and I'll probably go flowers because I haven't brought Bloom and Grow into this series. The next one is On the Street Where You Live. This is another murder mystery. There's murder and divorce. There's legal stuff happening. It's set in a resort town where there's a skeleton that's found with a wedding ring or a family ring.
Well, again, I'm going off the title. Sorry about your research. Lantern Lane, because it's on the street where you live.
Laurie?
I would go Cozy Cove as well, because it's definitely a street leading to houses and
the holiday town.
Yes. So there.
Well, I'm going to go to Joyo Noel because there are 5 golden rings.
Yes, there are 5 gold rings.
Very nice.
And I think if I was the person's true love who was receiving all of those gifts, I'd probably be inclined towards murder as well. Okay, the next one is called Chosen Prey, Prey. It's a bit of a weird sounding book. It's right on the edge of creativity and intrigue, deception, and a bit pornographic by the looks of the description as well. So, adults, parental warning here. There's stuff that goes on when you read the description. You sort of think, oh, okay, all right, that's fine. But the themes there are art history, photography, and police.
All right, well, I went with your first bit, and Among Us came to mind. The prey, the deception, the who you're going to kill.
I would go with Stream at Darhaven along the lines of, this is a reproduction of a piece of art, and it is basically photographic. I mean, it looks like it could be a photograph.
Yep.
Yeah. And Life is an Open Book London has got the policeman's hat. The next one is P is for Peril. We've got some good clues in here. So there's a car, there's a murder, someone with red hair, and sneakers. This was one of those you need to read the 1-star review books. Do it. It's very funny. Sneakers. Just saying, sneakers.
So a car.
A car, murder, red hair, and sneakers.
Well, I think I'd be sticking to Among Us for murder.
I would do World Travel Bookshelf because I'm assuming that's Amy Stewart on the bookshelves. She has red hair and they have a car down there on the last shelf. So,
right. Life is an Open Book London has a London cab, a taxi cab, which is a car. And there's also the police helmet. The next one is 7 Up. There's a garden, murder mystery, mud wrestling, a dog, and donuts.
My goodness, these combinations are a bit bizarre.
Yep.
Oh, look, I think I would just stick to being my dog in my very scary Halloween.
Same, I'm sticking with the dog.
I'm gonna go for the garden. I'm gonna leave mud wrestling well alone.
Yeah. Don't have any mud wrestling.
So, yeah,
That's great.
there.
The next one is Leap of Faith. Okay. It's set in both France and on a farm in Iowa. And there's a lot of deception going on. So it's a psychological thriller, apparently.
All right. Well, again, the word that jumped out to me there, farm, raspberry homecoming.
World Travel Paris.
I'm going to go down the French theme and I'll bring one of my Knockatobas out, which hasn't been brought out before, and I might have to rethink how I want to do this, but it features a French nursery rhyme. The next one is called Fourth Hand. There was very little to figure out what's going. Oh no, it's a bit of a weird story. There's an accident, an industrial accident that happens where somebody loses their hand, and there's a hand transplant that gets done. It's kind of weird. No, it's not lost in an industrial accident. It's lost, by all things, by a lion.
Oh, well, that changed.
Taking the hand. So there's a lion, and there's a television theme that kind of goes through there as well. So I guess if you've got something that relates to a TV series, or lions, big cats,
So
people with hands.
Well, that's what when you said it, I was going for my fairy because she's holding her hands out really obviously. But then when you said lion, it's like, oh no, I can do my animal kingdom.
Yeah, or it could be because the part of the story is that there's a hand that's missing, I guess, where there's a person that doesn't look like they've got hands.
Or just an aura.
Just an aura.
What else we got? What's next?
Suzanne's Diary. It's a love story where there's a diary and a baby and a writer.
Any of the bookshelves with a book in
Any
them.
of the bookshelves. Anything with books.
Yeah.
Or babies, a birth sampler, something like that. You can do. The next one, Valhalla Rising. This was a bit of a weird one. But from that, there were themes of ocean and a cruise ship. and mechanics.
Get cracking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was thinking Anzac for the ocean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go for that one. Maybe the ocean, it'll be St. Andrews.
Yeah.
The next one is Black House. It's there's a fisherman in it, there's murder, there's a spooky house.
Cozy coat. I'm sorry.
Cozy.
House, Evergreen Lane.
Yeah. I might go witchcraft supply, the things you might find in a spooky house.
Yeah.
The next one is called The Corrections. This one's got a good group of things. So we've got trains, Cub Scouts, and Christmas. But Christmas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking you guys would possibly have trains maybe in your bookshelf, your World Traveller.
I
do.
did London.
Yeah.
And then of course there's all the Christmas stuff that people have got kind of waiting to bring out once October's finished. The next one is called Isle of Dogs. Now, Isle of Dogs is not about dogs. It's actually a place in London. But there's police and talking animals. This was another one of those, you got to read the reviews because it's really funny.
All right, well, I would have to go talking animals with my scary Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're doing London.
Mhm. Yes,
Laurie,
world travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The next one is called Midnight Bayou. There's a house, a haunted house, a dog, a girl, and dreams.
Oh, well, that's covered. You could double dip any of those ones you've done before.
Exactly. The next one is The Kiss. It's set in Paris and London. There's passion and letters and a telephone.
Yeah, road travel.
We can double dip everywhere with that one. The next one, second last, is Desecration. This is another one where if you are uncomfortable about religious themes being kind of changed or altered or meddled with, probably not a book for you. But there's definitely a lot of religious themes going through this one, and biblical prophecies.
Going with the title, probably Nevermore.
Yeah.
Most graveyards are consecrated, and maybe. I would just explain it out.
I'm actually, because I've got my 21, I have perfect ones elsewhere. I'm actually wondering about my Raspberry Homecoming, being that the Amish are highly religious.
Yeah. I would go with Witchcraft Supply because a lot of that deals with kind of the edge of prophecies and things like that. Yeah. So things like crystal balls, that sort of thing. I think what I got was there was a lot of references to the Book of Revelations in it. So you think of some of the themes that are in the Book of Revelations in the Bible, you'll probably get some deeper themes that you can pull out and just have a play with your whips. And the last one, which was probably the funniest reviews, is Skipping Christmas. A movie was made about it. It's The Cranks Christmas or something like that. It's Christmas where they go on a cruise and they're on the ocean. And then it's basically, well, people who don't want to do Christmas go on a cruise.
That's exactly what we do. We literally,
Best Christmas ever, the one we went on a cruise for. Well, thank you so much for all that research, Natalie.
So that's... Sorry, Lisa?
I was just saying thank you so much for all that research. That was a lot of
Yes.
but
You're so welcome. That, I think, brings us to the end of pop culture.
it does.
Yes.
So we're nearly done. I just want to mention two more things we've got to do. The Mythological Stitchers challenges are up and running, and they release it all at the start of the month. But you can choose to do it all as monthly, or you can do it as a weekly. And because I'm not doing a weekly this week, because this is such a mammoth movie length episode, I thought I'll just quickly give you a rundown. We're not going to talk about it, but the sorts of things. It's honouring the dead, and week 1 is Tiha. So 200 stitches on a project that includes a bird, and one that does a dog or another canine, one that has a hoofed domesticated animal, and one that includes flowers that could be made into a garland. So nice and easy, really good to double dip, and you can do it as a weekly. So I will mention them as we go through in the weeklies. So that brings us to full coverage Fanatics to finish, Nat.
Bringing it home. This month we've got young adult fiction in full coverage Fanatics. We have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's in there as Sorcerer's Stone, but we all know that it's really the Philosopher's Stone because that's what JK said it was. Hunger Games and Children of Blood and Bone. The stitches are, for Harry Potter, 3,090, Hunger Games, 3,740, and Children of Blood and Bone, 5,440. You can choose to stitch on the theme of the book. So if you've got some, wizardry, there's plenty of Harry Potter projects out there that'll work for Harry Potter. Hunger Games, so we're looking at weaponry and strong female characters. And I don't know enough about Children of Blood and Bone. If anybody knows much about that one? No. So I'm not much help with that one. I should have looked that one up in Goodreads too, right?
That's all right. I think for this, if I'm going to do it, I'm latching onto the strong female character with the stitch in time. There's so many beautiful women, and I need to get all those black stitches done. So
Wait a minute. I did read Children of Blood and Bone. I was like, that's ringing a bell. It's kind of like 2 young teens. They're African, and they go out on a quest. Some king kind of roughed up a village. These teens go out on a quest. So anyway, that's kind of what that's about. So fighting, there's some like arena fighting in there. There's some mythological creatures, like they ride lions, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Wow, fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is fun.
What else we got, Nat?
That's it.
Okay.
It's a very, very quiet month. There is a special event coming up later in October. It's not until mid-October, so it's not worth. We've really talked a lot today.
We have.
Yes.
So we'll leave everything else to the weeklies. There's lots of special pop-up events coming later in the month for Halloween all over the groups.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll spring them on you when they appear. All right, guys, you need a break from hearing from us, and we need a break from talking. So have a great time planning and preparing. Thanks for joining us again, Nat.
Thank
Catch you
you.
later.